to play. Saw it on the shelf and brought it home that day. Opened the box, beat a rhino and was hooked. Now it might be dead and I am shook. What the hell, I just bought this game. Now you're telling me it's dead, that's really lame. What do I do with all these cards? Maybe sell them at a sale in my yard. No announcement for at least a week. The outlook seems a little bleak. All they talk about is Star Wars. Already spent the money, of course. What the hell, I just bought this game. Now you're telling me it's dead, that's really lame. What I do with all these cards? Maybe sell them at a sale in my yard. They just revealed a hero, I thought the game was dead. Seems people were just panicked, it's doing fine instead.
Hi guys, it's Wasteland Sniper. Welcome back to another live play of Marvel Champions, standard live play. Tonight it's a classic matchup, Captain America versus Red Skull. I don't know, it just seemed like it would be a fun matchup to do. If you read the description of the video at all before I started, basically when the Sinister Motives box came out, there was a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff that ended up being in there, and most people kind of took the view that really S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't viable in anything but justice. And I think that's kind of understandable because S.H.I.E.L.D. really leans a lot into like that threat control. It just kind of feels natural for S.H.I.E.L.D. But I noticed that there were actually quite a few leadership cards for S.H.I.E.L.D. And I apologize for the noise in the background if you can hear it. My cats, I swear, like I start streaming and my cats know it and they immediately decide that this is the time to go crazy. But anyway, like there's a lot of blue S.H.I.E.L.D. cards. You know, leadership actually has quite a bit of S.H.I.E.L.D. And so I didn't understand why people weren't really looking into like playing the blue S.H.I.E.L.D., which is, you know, kind of what I called this deck when I initially built it, was Blue S.H.I.E.L.D. And then we got the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box, which brought us even more S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. This deck is still mostly what it was back when I initially built it after Sinister Motives, but I did change out a few different cards. Nothing that's really going to change much how it plays. Mostly I just added in Victoria Hand, Grant Ward, and a couple of organizational, I think it's organizational support. Let's see. Oh, and the S.H.I.E.L.D. Deputy card. Because in order for organizational support to work correctly in this deck, Cap has to be, it's organizational support. It's a resource card. But Cap has to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. character on his hero side. Unfortunately, he's only S.H.I.E.L.D. on Alter Ego. And that's why I have S.H.I.E.L.D. Deputy in here, because if I can get it while he's in Alter Ego and put it on him, he'll be S.H.I.E.L.D. on his hero side. So that's going to be one of the things that I would like to get out as soon as possible. I probably should have put a second copy in here, but the deck is already at 42 cards, I believe. So I think I'm just going to leave it as it is, and we'll just see how it goes. I haven't tested this like tweaked version of this deck. Cap has been one of my favorite heroes, just in general, like just a Marvel hero. He's been one of my very favorite heroes. I think probably pretty much my favorite hero forever. I always gravitated towards Captain America and just like his innate goodness. But also like the fact that as a character, he struggled. He came from, he was this like 90-pound weakling type character. And then when he was given power, instead of using that to basically get back at all the people who'd ever picked on him, he decided to instead basically protect those people and like to do good, to do the right thing. And so I've always really liked that about Captain America. He's just kind of innately like, I will do good. And then when, his hero pack came out in the game, it was one of the first 2 hero packs. They both came out at the same time. It was Captain America and Ms. Marvel. He immediately became one of my favorite to play. He's very straightforward. There's not a lot of like crazy timing stuff that you have to do with Captain America. He works well with pretty much any of the aspects, and I mean, he's just kind of a solid design. Lots of fun to play. He's got 11 hit points, 5 hand size on his hero side, a 6 hand size on his Steve Rogers side. The Steve Rogers side, he's got this Living Legend ability, which is you reduce the cost of the first ally played each round by 1. And now, that's not the first ally played by you each round if you're playing multiplayer. It's the first ally played each round. So it could be somebody else at the table who's playing an ally. If you're on Steve Rogers' side, when they're playing that ally, they're getting the discount. So that's pretty cool. And then on his hero side, he's got this I can do this all day ability, where you discard a card from your hand and you get to ready Captain America. Only once per round, though. But it very much kind of goes with who Captain America is, as this guy who's like, he's going to take a beating, he'll get knocked down, but he's always going to stand back up again. And so, like, I think this will be a pretty fun matchup with Red Skull. Red Skull is unique from other villains in that he has his own side scheme deck. And basically any side schemes that would be put into the encounter deck go into the side scheme deck. So that includes from any encounter sets that you add. You immediately, when you're putting the encounter deck together, you pull all of the side schemes out and make sure that they get mixed into here. So I already did that. There was only one extra. I'm just playing the plain vanilla suggested version of this. So basically this has got Red Skull and Standard, and then the 2 suggested modular encounter sets are Hydra Assault and Hydra Patrol, both of which are in here. Hydra Patrol has 1 side scheme, and so that's already been put into here. Red Skull, he starts with the Red House side scheme out, and this makes it so that he cannot take damage, so this has to go away as soon as possible. The nice thing about the Red House is that it has what would be known as Assault now, where if you're trying to take threat off of a side scheme, you could use your attack instead of your thwart. Though this isn't really that so much, because you can use either. So you can decide to use either to take the threat off here. I think with when a side scheme is actually like truly when it's got the assault keyword on it, you can only take threat off of it. If you're doing a basic removal by using your attack stat instead of your thwart stat. But Red Skull is kind of interesting. He's got 12 hit points, as you can see on the screen. He gets +1 attack for each side scheme in play. In first phase he has 0 attack, and in second phase he has 1 attack. So normally you would think, oh, okay, so that means that if I can get rid of the side schemes and keep them out of play, like he'll just have a 0 base attack. That's not really how it works. It's so we'll actually flip this over because we've already done the setup. Put the red house into play, shuffle every other side scheme into the side scheme deck and set it next to the encounter deck, and set the sleeper aside out of play. The sleeper will come in later when one of these side schemes comes out. But we'll flip this over, and it's a Rise of Red Skull. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. So he's always going to have at least 1 attack, because he's always going to have at least 1 side scheme in play. There's not really a way to get rid of that. At least none of the heroes that I can think of can actually get rid of that right away. So he's always going to have at least 1 attack, and then obviously whatever boosts he draws from here. And then one thing that we're doing a little bit differently tonight is, instead of using the regular standard, I'm actually using standard 3. It's been a while since I played standard 3, so I might screw this up a little bit. But this is pretty much going to guarantee that we're going to end up seeing Baron Zemo, who is Captain America's nemesis minion. It's not really deep as to why I picked standard 3. It's my other standard set is in a different deck right now, so I didn't want to go pull that out and then have to put it back in again. So instead, I'm just going with standard 3. Someday I may be brave enough to try standard 2 on stream. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Standard 2 is it can be a bit brutal. But anyway, yeah, let's get this game started. Let's see what I draw in my opening hand. All right, we got a shield block, a shield toss. I don't like to see 2 shield blocks at the same time. We got a super soldier serum, so I'm definitely going to keep that. Mockingbird, I don't think I need. Oh, shield deputy, perfect. All right. So of these 6 cards, I'm keeping these 2. The rest of these are going to go away, and we draw 4 more cards for Mulligan. Nick Fury, Fearless Determination, Make the Call, and Rapid Response. No doubles, unfortunately. Alright, so I could play Nick Fury here and draw 3 more cards. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because I can get him for 3 instead of 4 using Cap's Living Legend, or I should say Steve Rogers' Living Legend ability. So I'm gonna drop these 3 to get out Nick Fury, and then I'm gonna choose to draw 3 more cards. So I got Maria Hill, Heroic Strike, and another Fearless Determination. All right. I can't do anything else on this side. Oh, crap, I did forget to do one thing. I forgot to go get his shield, so I should probably do that. It's actually part of setup, and before I played Nick Fury, I should have gotten that actually, so let's see. We're gonna put these back in. We're gonna find the shield. Where did you go? There it is. Alright. So that will be in my hand. Alright. So technically, 1, 2, 3. So technically these are still in my hand. And Nick is still in my hand. Alright. Let's do this correctly. I always forget to go get his shield. I get just I don't play him very often because I get into playing with a lot of the other heroes, but I'm always drawn back to Cap at some point or another. And then I always forget to go grab his shield. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to play Nick Fury using these 3 cards. So we got 1, 2, 3. Alright, still not great. However, I can actually play all the 3 of these cards, so that's fine. Dum Dum is a card, like, he costs 5, he costs a lot. But the nice thing about Dum Dum is once you get set up and you can get him out and you actually have the, like, you then have the resources to pay for him, he can do a lot of damage in the end game, or a lot of thwarting if you really need him to. So I'm going to use Dum Dum and Rapid Response to get out Super Soldier Serum. Oh, I do need to flip up to Captain America. Then I'm actually going to use Super Soldier Serum. I don't have out my thing, so I'll be actually exhausting cards tonight. So I'm going to use Super Soldier Serum. It generates a physical resource, and I'm going to get out my shield. So we're going to put that there. I'm going to get out Shield Deputy, and that actually gives me, so Shield, oh wait, I needed to play Shield Deputy while I was still on this side, so we'll retcon that back. I played it before I flipped up. Okay, so, because you have to play it while your identity has the shield trait, and he had the shield trait on this side. So now we're flipped up. Attached character gets +1 hit point and gains the shield trait. So Captain America is now actually at 12 hit points. So he's equal with Red Skull now. And I can now choose... I probably, though... Let's see. No, that's fine. Okay, so... we gotta get rid of the Red House right now. So we're gonna have Nick Fury take 2 off the Red House, and then Cap will take the rest off. So then the Red House goes with the discard pile up above where the deck is. You can just like barely see the deck, so the discard pile is right up there. And then I'm going to discard Heroic Strike to use, I can do this all day. And then I'm going to attack Red Skull for 2. So we already have hit Red Skull. We'll see if that comes back to haunt us. Alright, so we're going to ready and draw up. So I got Organizational Support, Grant Ward, Agent 13, Victoria Hand, and make the call. I don't like seeing this many allies this early. That's not great. Alright. So the Rise of Red Skull is going to increase by 1. And then after doing that, we draw the top card of the deck. It's Censor the Past. So it's going to have 3 on it. It's got 3 threat. And when defeated, each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them into their deck. Which is nice. That means actually that I'll be able to go back through, you know, what I've got in my discard and what else ends up in discard, and I'll be able to get it back into the deck. Red Skull is going to attack. I'm just going to have Nick Fury jump in the way. He's going to go away anyway, so he's attacking for 1, 2, 3. Oh, and it's nice to see that gone. So Cap's Obligation is out of the way. Nick Fury is gone. And now let's see what we draw. Oh, and actually, sorry, this goes up by 2 because of this little symbol here. Alright, so now we've got our encounter card, and it's a Hydra regular, which has Incite 1. So what that means is that this is going to go up by another one. He's only 2, so easy enough to take out. Not too bad, but that insight is very annoying. Alright, now as far as what I have in hand. Grant Ward is great because he can do thwarting. Like, he's a good thwarter. He can also attack as well, but mostly he's really just great for thwarting. And then after... But the thing about him, I mean, 0 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. You're like, what's the catch? Exactly. So he has a forced response that after you reveal a treachery, you may spend a mental resource. If you do not, you have to take damage equal to Grant Ward's attack, and then you remove him from the game. So pretty much with Grant Ward, you want to use him up as quickly as possible and get him out, because he can't defend. So you can't just like throw him in front of an attack. Yeah. Let's see. Victoria Hand, her response is not useful right now because I don't have any shield supports in play. Hers is that when she enters, or after she enters play, you ready a shield support. But again, I don't have any. So Agent 13 would actually be kind of nice. If only because when she enters play, she removes 2 threat, and then she can also thwart for 2. So she can actually get rid of Censor the Past. And then... So I could actually play both of them, because organizational support... So organizational support is when you spend this card, exhaust up to 3 allies and or supports you control that share a trait with your identity, and generate the printed resources on each card exhausted this way. This is why I had to have S.H.I.E.L.D. deputies, because this deck is built around S.H.I.E.L.D. It's built all around the S.H.I.E.L.D. trait. So in order for my supports and stuff to work with organizational support, I really have to have S.H.I.E.L.D. deputy in play. So it's nice that it actually showed up in my opening hand. Anyway, man, how am I gonna do this? So I could do... So I could play Grant Ward. And then use him to give organizational support 1 extra. I don't think I'm going to do that. Because again, I want him out of play as soon as possible. I just basically want to use up his thwarting ability, and then get rid of him as soon as possible. He's got 3 hit points, so that's pretty much 3 turns that I have to worry about. Well, actually, I think it's only technically 2 turns, but still, that's like multiple turns that I have to worry about drawing a treachery. And again, like, this is another thing that you have to remember, and sometimes I forget, so the sooner he's out of play, the better. Alright, so we're gonna spend these 3, so this at least gives me 1 resource. But we are gonna spend these 3 to get out Agent 13. Agent 13 is gonna take 2 off of Censor the Past, just from coming into play. Then she's gonna exhaust, and she's gonna take 1 more off Censor the Past. And again, when defeated, each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them into their deck. So, what do we want back in the deck? That's actually 2 Make the Calls that are out of the deck, which is not great. It'd be nice to get Nick Fury back. I would like to get a shield block back in the deck, so I think I'm gonna put that one back in. Man, that's 2 rapid responses also. I think we'll do Nick Fury. And don't really... Dum Dum is not one I would pull back into the deck because he's not going to end up coming out until the end of the game. So I think Mockingbird could be nice. I kind of also want to get organizational support back in. I do have a second one, but as I start getting out more S.H.I.E.L.D. supports and stuff, I think that'll be nice and that'll help actually pay for stuff. So maybe not the best choices, but I'm gonna go with those. Alright, so those are getting put back in. This will go into the discard pile. Alright, and we're gonna play Grant Ward. Now, I could... Oh, actually, playing Agent 13. Let me use the Super Soldier Serum. This isn't going to really matter much. I'll just keep Victoria Hand in play. Or not in play, in my hand. Victoria Hand in hand. Okay. I will see myself out now. But that's just so I can... Captain America, take out the Hydra regular, 2 points of damage there, and then I will discard Victoria Hand to ready Captain America, and then I will take 2 off of the Rise of Red Skull. I'll have Grant Ward finish that off so that it's at least clear. The clearer that we can keep the main scheme, the better. That's just generally true of pretty much all scenarios within this game. Alright, so we got a government liaison. That'd be nice to get out. Ooh, a Sky Destroyer. Another Super Soldier Serum. Where are my doubles? A command team. And call for backup. Wow. Where are my doubles? How am I going to pay for all of this? Alright, so this is just going to get 1 because we've taken all the... And actually, I just realized that should have been down at 2 anyway because this came out after that got threat. Whatever, okay. Now we got Hydra Reinforcements. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme discards a non-elite minion. It only has 2 threat on it, so it's easy to get rid of. So it'd be nice if we could get a minion in front of us that we could just thwart this and get rid of it, and then we don't have to worry about the minion either. Red Skull is going to attack. I think this time I'm just going to... Oh, this is terrible. I would really like to get out that Sky Destroyer. Because every time you play a S.H.I.E.L.D. card with the Sky Destroyer, or not every time, but after you play a S.H.I.E.L.D. card, you can exhaust Sky Destroyer and deal 2 damage. And it's not an attack. So it gets around guard. It's a really nice card to have because, especially with this particular deck, because again, S.H.I.E.L.D., S.H.I.E.L.D. It actually triggers off of itself when it comes into play. It's S.H.I.E.L.D. Government Liaison is S.H.I.E.L.D. Though I would hope that I don't have to play Government Liaison multiple times. Anyway, Red Skull is going to attack me for 1. Grant Ward can't block. I would like to keep Agent 13 around. So I think I'm just going to take the hit. So it's going to be 1, 2. Alright, so I'm taking 2 damage. So I'm down at 10. And now this means that I have to draw 2 encounter cards. So there we go. Look at this first one. Alright, Master Strategist, attached to Red Skull. When Red Skull activates, give him an additional boost card for each side scheme in play. Then discard this card. Max once per activation. Okay, this is one I gotta remember because I have played Red Skull before and forgotten that actually discards after the activation. It's like charge for Rhino. Rhino gets +3 attack when charge is attached to him, but it's only for the one attack. This is basically like that, and I need to remember that because there have been times I played against Red Skull and totally forgot to get rid of this and made my life so much more difficult for a couple of turns after. Alright, next one. Oops. Spreading Lies. Place 2 threat on each scheme in play. Alright, so that they just made getting rid of this a little harder, and this is one of those cards why you want to keep this down as low as possible, because this coming out at the wrong time can absolutely pop the main scheme. Spreading Lies is terrible. I mean, just in general, but as a card, yeah, it's bad to play against. Alright, it's also a treachery, and I have Grant Ward, so I need to get rid of a card. And this sucks because now this is making it difficult to pay for things. So I'm going to have to dump Call for Backup so that he doesn't hit me and then run away and never come back. Oh man. I wish it had been anything but a treachery, because losing that card basically means what I had planned to do was get out my second Super Soldier Serum and then use both my Super Soldier Serums to get out the Government Liaison. So I could still have the Sky Destroyer in hand and play it next turn. However, that is not going to happen now because I lost that card. So I will have to use this Super Soldier Serum in Command Team to play my other Super Soldier Serum. We'll just kind of stack them here. Now if I want to get Government Liaison out, I gotta get rid of my Sky Destroyer. Not great. Ah, evil. Evil making me draw that other card. Alright, so Grant Ward is going to take 2 off of Hydra Reinforcements. Agent 13 is going to take 2 off of the main. I'm just going to do it. Alright, Super Soldier Serum and Sky Destroyer is going to get out my Government Liaison. Interestingly, so it's very important with Marvel Champions that you read the card and do what the card says and don't do what the card doesn't say, which seems obvious, but there are so many times that you'll read a card and in your mind it says one thing, but that's actually not what it says. It's very easy to get yourself to a point where you think you know the card, and then you find out later that you've been playing it wrong the entire time. Or that you haven't been taking advantage of a use that could have been actually very helpful. Government Liaison is actually one of those cards. It's got this hero action where you exhaust Government Liaison, play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. So you might be thinking, okay, so what's so special about that? Like, it just reduces the cost of a card. Which it does. But the way that this is worded and the way that it is structured on the card, it says you exhaust the Government Liaison. That's the cost that you have to pay. So you exhaust it. The text after the arrow says to play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. That doesn't really affect me right now because I'm just playing solo. If I were playing with another group, or like with a group of people, or with one other person and it's that person's turn, typically you cannot play cards. You pretty much just can't play anything down that is not a hero action. So basically, if it's somebody else's turn and they say, okay, you can take an action. Like, I could play Make the Call because that's taking an action. I could play Heroic Strike because that's an action. It says so on the card. But, like, I can't say, during somebody else's turn, I'm going to play Rapid Response. You can't do that. You cannot play cards down that stay on the table. You can only play cards that have, like, hero action or alter ego action. Basically, the card has to say action on it in order for it to be playable during somebody else's turn. Government Liaison kind of turns that on its head because it is an action. Oh, again, like, as long as the card, if the card is already on the table and it says action, then you can use it as an action. So Government Liaison is an action. So you can literally, during somebody else's turn, say, hey, can I take an action? You can use Government Liaison and play a shield card from your hand during somebody else's turn. So, yeah, like, and this is something I didn't even think about. I think I was watching a stream somewhere and somebody else pointed it out, and I was like, oh yeah. And, like, these types of things come up all the time. It's really, really, really easy to miss. Also, yes, I do have water. But anyway, we're getting Government Liaison down. I'm gonna have Captain America. I really, really should probably get rid of this Hydra reinforcements, which is kind of a waste with no Hydra enemies to get rid of, but man, drawing that extra card is not great. Alright, I don't have any cards that I can use to stand him back up, so we are ending the turn. Ready and draw. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's a double. Steve's Apartment, nice. A Heroic Strike, a Rapid Response, and another double. Alright. Where were you guys earlier? Literally one hand earlier would have been really nice. Alright. So this is going to go up by 1. He's going to get another one. Alright. Now we got the Sleeper. Alright. So, the Sleeper Awakened. Notice this has no threat on it because you can't get rid of it by thwarting it. So, this scheme cannot leave play while the Sleeper is in play. When revealed, put the Sleeper into play engaged with the first player. When the Sleeper is defeated, remove this card from the game. Alright, so now we have to deal with this guy. He's a 1 scheme 3 attack, 5 per player hit points. Guard, Retaliate 1, and Toughness. When revealed, the Sleeper engages the first player, and when defeated, remove the Sleeper from the game. So overall, not terrible. They've definitely had worse. He's also an Elite Hydra and Robot. That 3 attack is pretty rough, though. And he is going to attack this turn. Oh, I totally forgot. When I took that attack from Red Skull, he actually should have taken a Retaliate damage because Cap's shield has Retaliate. Alright, so he is down at 9 hit points. That's where he should be. Alright, now he's going to attack me. Sadly, I did not draw the shield block that I put back into my deck. However, alright, so Red Skull's attacking for 1, and he gets an additional boost card. So he's got 2 boost cards. So he could be attacking for as much as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I could be wrong. Let's see. How do I want to play this? It'd be nice to get Rapid Response down. Playing a Heroic Strike would be good. I would like to get Steve's Apartment out. And Steve's Apartment is just It's so good. Like, most people, when they play Captain America, they don't like to flip down, but I always like to flip down and take advantage of Steve's apartment because it gives me card draw and healing at the same time, which is super nice. I think with Red Skull, I am gonna have... Man, because playing a heroic strike would be really nice on Red Skull, because then at that point I could stun him. Yeah, I'm at 10 hit points. I think I'm just going to take the attack from Red Skull. So he's hitting me for at least 1, 2. So he's hitting me for 2. And then if I'm in hero form, the villain attacks you after this activation. Do not deal any boost cards for that attack. So he's going to attack me for 1 again. So this is gone. This is going away. So he hit me for 2. So I will take the 2. So I'm down at 8. And then because of this one, he attacks me again, this time just for 1. So now I'm at 7. Okay. And then this gets discarded. Now the sleeper is going to attack, and I'm going to have Agent 13 jump in the way of that. He attacks for 3. Oh, and Red Skull, again, he attacked me. I have retaliate. So he attacked me twice, actually, during that turn. So he's actually down to 7 now. So, because he took 2 retaliates from that. So, Agent 13 is going away. Unfortunately, I can't use the my retaliate, because she did the blocking, she did the defending, so... Would have been nice to get the tough off of him, but that's okay. And now this, oh, this is still in play. That's right, because I got to get rid of him. So Grant Ward is here, and now I get an encounter card. A Hydra Flame Soldier. Forced response. After Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack against you, discard a support you control. So we would like to get rid of this guy as soon as possible. Alright. First, we want to take care of the sleeper. He's got to go. I just don't really want to discard any of these cards. I think actually playing the heroic strike on the sleeper would be best. So Grant Ward is going to take 2 off Rise of Red Skull. So now Grant Ward is gone. Then I am going to use both of my Super Soldier serums. And, or no, I'll use 1 Super Soldier serum and or no. Wait, before I do that, I need to attack the sleeper and get rid of his tough. Okay, so there we go. And then I'll use a Super Soldier serum and an energy. Because the Super Soldier serum is giving me a physical resource. It doesn't really matter because we're attacking the sleeper and it's just going to take him out. So we'll use energy and we'll play Heroic Strike, which is going to get rid of the sleeper. The sleeper leaves play. And then... or he leaves the game, and then the Sleeper Awakened also leaves. So, thankfully we won't have to see that again. Now I could get rapid response out, which would be really nice. However, I would really like to get Steve's apartment out. So I'm going to use a super soldier serum, and we're going to get Steve's apartment down. Then I'm going to use rapid response to ready Captain America. And I'm going to attack the Hydra Flame Soldier for 2. I'm going to flip down to Steve Rogers. And then we're going to use Steve's apartment. We're going to heal 1. And draw a card. Ooh, the Triskelion. So this would be good to get out. I don't want to waste a double on this, especially since I have Government Liaison, where I can just basically exhaust Government Liaison and play Triskelion. So I'm going to hold off on playing that. Might not be the right thing to do. But I still got setup to do. So yeah, I would like to do that. And what else do I got in here? Man, I'm still not happy about having to get rid of the Sky Destroyer. That's fine. Alright, so we're gonna ready. We've got these 2 in hand. Let's draw up to 6. So we got a helicarrier, that's nice. There's my other double. Command team and fearless determination. Okay, so this not like the most exciting hand, but it will help get some of my setup going. All right, so this is going up by 1. We're getting another one of these. This time it's prison camps. All right, so when defeated, the player who defeated this scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally, puts it into play, and shuffles their deck. So this, getting rid of this, could actually get me Nick Fury and 3 more cards in hand, which would be awesome. Alright, so Red Skull is going to scheme. He schemes for 2. He just gets a boost symbol on this to give the villain a tough status card and another boost card. So now he's tough and he's got another boost. Another Hydra Exo Soldier, another boost. After this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. Alright, so this is only going to get 2. This stops basically boost surging right here, but oh, that's very annoying. I don't like it when my cards get, like, stuff in them. Ah! Sorry. I love having pets, but man, their fur gets everywhere. Alright. So now we have to place a pursuit counter on pursued by the past. Alright. If this gets to 4 counters, we're gonna see Baron Zemo. So there is that to deal with. Alright, the Flame Soldier is going to scheme for 1, so that's up at 4 now. When revealed, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past, then if it has any counters on it, the villain schemes. So he's going to scheme again, which is not great, so he's scheming for 2, 3. Wow, so this puts us at 7. So this is like right about to pop. So we got to get the threat off of here as soon as possible. So it's nice that we drew Fearless Determination. It's nice because of the card draw, but it's also nice because it gives me +1 thwart until the end of the phase. So I can pull quite a bit of threat off of here, which will be nice. Alright, so first things first, we're going to use Steve's apartment. We're going to heal for 1. So we're back up at 9, and we're going to draw a card. Make the call. Not really super important right now. Alright. I have no allies in hand, so his ability is not going to do anything, so we're going to flip up. Then, I really would like to get this helicarrier out. And command team's not going to really do anything for me right now, but you know what, before we do anything, because this will draw us a card, so this gives us more things to decide what to do with. So we're going to give Cap +1 thwart. I'm going to leave this here so I don't forget, but that should go in the discard pile. So he gets +1 thwart, and I get to draw a card. Okay, organizational support. So, alright, we're going to use the government liaison here to get the Triskelion out. The Triskellion's nice because it increases my ally limit by 1. It's just there. I don't have to exhaust it in order to do that. It just does the thing. So this is fantastic for organizational support because since it doesn't exhaust to do anything, I can use this to fuel organizational support. So I essentially have 3 doubles in my hand right now. Ooh, there are choices that have to be made. Because I could make the call. I could use make the call. And I actually could go grab Nick Fury. Or, actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. And this is why. Alright, so I'm going to do this. Remember, I have +1 thwart, so I'm thwarting for 3. So we're going to take out prison camps. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally, puts it into play, and shuffles their deck. Alright. So, deck and discard pile. Where are you, Nick? Oh, that's Mockingbird. Oh, we put Nick Fury back in the deck. That's right. Never mind. Thankfully, we can look at both. Alright. So, well, there's Nick Fury. So, a lot of allies you have to play them from hand abilities. Nick Fury is after Nick Fury enters play. So whether you put him into play or you play him from your hand, which are 2 very different things, he's still gonna allow you to do this thing. So prison camps goes away into the discard. So we're going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Holy cow. Alright. Maria Hill is nice. She's going to draw me another card. I'm definitely going to play her. Alright. So I have basically 3 doubles in hand. I could make this into another double if I really wanted to. I would like to get the helicarrier out. Alright, we're going to use the we're going to hold off on that. Alright, so we're going to use Genius to play Maria Hill. Maria Hill comes into play. I get to draw a card. Mission Leader. Oh. Okay. That's good. Mission Leader is going to give me more card draw. So I really would like to get Mission Leader down. And if you get to reduce the cost, so this actually, I'm pretty sure if they decide to reprint this card, it's going to have slightly different wording on it now because they've introduced a new keyword in Marvel Champions with the upcoming box that is called discount. I'm pretty sure that this card, if it does get reprinted, which I hope it does, it's a good card, it will instead say discount soldier, or discount 1 soldier. So basically it's just reducing the cost to play this card by 1 if your identity has a soldier trait, which Captain America does. He is an Avenger and a soldier. So this is only going to cost me 1 to play. Ugh. Cat fur everywhere. Alright, and dog fur. Alright, we're going to use a super soldier serum and we're going to play mission leader. Actually, I'm going to put that over here with my S.H.I.E.L.D. deputy. Alright. So now, whenever I defeat a side scheme, I can exhaust this and draw a card. So that's really nice, actually. I would like to get the helicarrier out. Getting command team out would be nice because then I can use Nick Fury twice. Use up all those lovely expendable hit points, and then he can just take that final hit, which would be great. I don't need make the call. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to exhaust the Triskelion and use organizational support. So that's going to give me 2. And then I'll use make the call as the 3rd one. So those go away, and that is going to give me my helicarrier, which we're going to put here with our super soldier serum. I like my play area to be clean and like for the cards to make sense where they are. So that's why I keep moving things around, is because I want to make sure that everything is kind of in a place that I like it. This is I can get a little particular. And this actually, let's see, I could end up playing, I actually could play both of these cards, so that's fine. And that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm going to use Strength to get out command team. Oh, but then I won't be able to, I can do this all day. Which is unfortunate. However, with command team, Nick Fury can thwart twice, so he can take 4 off of the main. Maria Hill can thwart once, so she can take 2 off the main. That would leave me with 1 on the main. So that's actually not bad. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to get out command team. That comes in with 3 command counters. I didn't think to get my actual command counters tokens out, so I'll just use the regular ones. How did I pay for this? Oh, that's right, I used Strength. Alright. I'm gonna... Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that just yet. Oh, I do need to somehow ping Red Skull, though. Because I wanted to play Heroic Strike. I don't think that's going to happen, so instead I'm just going to use Heroic Strike to stand Cap up again. And this time, you know what, I'm going to use Cap's ability. Well, not his ability. I'm going to use the fact that he has the +1 thwart to take 3 more threat off the main. Maria Hill is going to take 2 off the main. I'll have Nick Fury take 2 off the main. Then I'm going to use command team. We're going to ready Nick Fury, and then Nick Fury is going to attack and take out this Hydra Flame soldier. And that leaves him with 1 hit point left. And I've still got this organizational support in hand. I think I'm going to hold on to this until next turn. so I can keep building. Alright, so now we're gonna ready everything. My economy is already actually doing really well, so I probably don't really need to keep that. I just always feel bad about getting rid of resources when I have them in hand. So this goes away at the end of the phase. So I am just going to hold on to this and see if anything comes of it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We drew exactly 5 cards, and now we have to have an extra encounter card. So I'm actually glad that I kept a hold of that because of R&D facility. Because organizational support, as you maybe can see on the screen there, it's got a mental resource on it, and R&D facility requires 2 mental resources in order to play it. If I just exhaust the Triskelion for organizational support, I've got my 2. So or no, actually, because it gives you the resources on each card exhausted. No, never mind. I can still make it up somewhere. Maybe I can use Maria Hill. She's not making the deck cycle, unfortunately, because I just cycled out, so. Alright. So this is going to go up by 1. This is, I'm going to leave this here. Red Skull is, oh wait, first we got to do this. Mass Chaos. When revealed, each player discards the top 5 cards of their deck and places 1 threat here for each different type of resource icon. Either energy, mental, physical, or wild. And or that they discarded this way. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this only has 2 on it. Sad to see Agent 13 go. Thankfully I have multiple copies of the other ones that I really wanted, but Agent 13 would have been a nice one to have in hand. Okay, so Red Skull is going to attack for 1. I'm just going to take it because I have a shield block in hand, so there's no reason not to. So he's attacking for 1, 2, 3. He's attacking for 3. So we will exhaust cap shield and use shield block. When you would take any amount of damage, exhaust Captain America's shield, prevent all of that damage. Okay, so now we have 2 cards. Hydra Exo Soldier, who has toughness. Okay, he's got 5 hit points and he attacks and schemes for 2 each. And Sinister Strike. Alright, when revealed hero, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. There we go. Then if it has any counters on it, the villain attacks you. So he's going to be attacking again. Actually, this stays out until it resolves. So he's attacking for 1. And I need to remember. He takes retaliate from me. Oh, Nick Fury. I forgot I have Nick Fury, so Nick Fury is going to jump in the way of this. So that's 1, 2, 3. It's the other infinite power. Alright. So Nick Fury is gone. And he won't take retaliate. Or no, actually. You know what? He's still at 7. I am dumb. He just loses his tough. Alright, if this gets 1 more counter, Baron Zemo is coming out. I think, let's see, what do we have in hand? We've got the helmet, which is nice, but I don't plan on getting down that low. The R&D facility, obviously, I would like to get that one out. So this is kind of funny. Government liaison. which I can't use for anything else in my hand because it's specifically for shield cards. I could use it to reduce the cost of this, but I would still have to in order to play a card that has a requirement on it, you still have to meet the requirement. So even if you reduce the cost of the card beyond, like, say for instance that I use my helicarrier and then I use my government liaison to reduce the cost of R&D facility, because both of them are cost reduction. They're not resource generators. Like, super soldier serum is a resource generator. Helicarrier is a cost reducer. Government liaison is also a cost reducer, just a very specific one. So even if I were to reduce the cost by 2 by using both of these, I still would have to pay the required 2 mental resources in order to play this card. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the cost using the helicarrier, and then using organizational support, I'm going to exhaust government liaison instead to add its mental to the mental on organizational support. So that's my 2 mental resources, and that's going to get me my R&D facility. Oh yeah, the Maria Hill alt art. Yeah, I actually picked that up from. I wasn't able to go to MCDC, but I was able to get my hands on the alt art cards, which was kind of a stroke of luck. So this comes in with 3 on it, so we've got that, and now I can exhaust R&D facility and remove a research counter from it and choose a friendly character in play, and that character will get +1 thwart and +1 attack until the end of the phase. One thing I really like about this is that it actually also includes the heroes, because it says a friendly character. Most of these types of things only let you, like, they'll only boost an ally. Like command team, you can only ready an ally, but R&D facility actually works for any hero, which is super nice. Now I've got shield toss and Captain America's helmet. No, shield toss isn't really playable right now. I mean, I could play it, but it would be a complete waste. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just going to use a super soldier serum. And I've already used the helicarrier, so I'll use a super soldier serum. I'm gonna get out my helmet. This is pretty much just a don't die button. So when Cap would be defeated, I just set his hit points to 1 and then discard this card. So we'll put this over here. Sorry, it's hard to see. I gotta work on my light situation. Then I am going to use Cap to knock the tough off the Hydra Exo Soldier. I'm gonna discard this to use Cap's ability. I probably should have done that the other way around, actually, now that I think about it. So instead of taking tough off of him, I'm gonna still hold on to this. Not that this will really do anything, but the sequencing for this actually does kind of matter. So we'll take the 2 threat off of Mass Chaos, so that will go away. We've got Mission Leader here. After a side scheme is defeated, exhaust Mission Leader, each player draws 1 card. Genius! Perfect. A card I can't use. Alright, so again, we'll get rid of shield toss, we'll ready Cap, we'll attack, remove the tough from Hydra Exo Soldier. And that will be the turn. I'm gonna keep Genius, or maybe I don't keep Genius. It pains me to do it, but I am gonna actually drop Genius. I don't think I need it. I think I've got a pretty good... I've got pretty good economy right now. We're gonna put this down here. Alright, Maria is gonna be my blocker. Alright, so let's draw up Heroic Strike, a Shield block, Rapid Response, Grant Ward, and Mockingbird. Ooh, Mockingbird would be nice. Okay. Alright, this will go up by 1. Red Skull is gonna attack. Oh, forgot. We got the Hydra Patrol. So, when defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play engaged with them, then shuffle the encounter deck. Alright, and since that emptied the side scheme deck, we'll shuffle it back up. And that doesn't do anything. It doesn't cause me to draw any extra cards. It just reshuffles so that I can still draw cards off of it. So Red Skull is going to be attacking me for 1. At least 1. I'm going to have Maria Hill jump in the way. 1. So just 1. After this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. Alright, so we are getting Baron Zemo. Alright, so Maria Hill takes the 1 hit and she goes away. Now we place a counter. If the number of counters here is at least 3 more than the number of players, it's at 4. That's more than me, so this will go away now. If your Nemesis minion is in play, it activates against you, otherwise flip this card. Alright, so... Forced response. After you flip to this side, find your Nemesis minion and reveal it. Alright, we're going to do this in order. Baron Zemo, who has Quick Strike, so he's immediately going to attack me for 3. I don't want to take that much damage right now, so I'm going to use a shield block. This is terrible, because then these 2 are still going to attack me afterwards. So he's going to attack me again. That seems unfair. Alright, so I don't take any damage from that. However, since he decided to attack me, he is actually going to take a damage. Also, Red Skull is going to take a retaliate as well. Okay, so let's finish resolving this. Search the set-aside area for your Nemesis side scheme and reveal it. Oops, that's not it. So now we've got 2 side schemes in play we got to get rid of. So this has 3. When revealed in player order, each player discards the top. Let's see. Yep, it is revealed. So each player discards the top card of the encounter deck and takes 1 damage for each boost icon discarded this way. So we have to discard no boost icons. That is actually a boost effect. The stars are a boost effect, so nothing happens. We don't take any damage from that. That's nice. We continue resolving this. Shuffle your remaining set-aside Nemesis set, so that's these 3 cards, into the encounter deck and flip this card over. So this gets flipped back over here. And now I'm going to get attacked by the Hydra Exo Soldier, and Baron Zemo is going to hit me again. So the Exo Soldier is going to hit me for 2. Man. I think I'll just take that. So at 7. He is going to take a retaliate. Or no. Yeah, Because did I knock the tough off of him? Wow, I don't remember. I think he should still have tough. And then retaliate, so then the tough is gone. Okay. Yeah, I think that's where it was. Alright, Baron Zemo is gonna attack me. Or no, that's right. I think I knocked the tough off him before. I get so caught up in what's like going on in the rest of the table, I forget what I've done. Or when, like, because he came out last turn, didn't he? Oh, I already did knock it off. Okay, so he takes the one. Okay. Baron Zemo is gonna attack. I'm at 7 hit points. I'm gonna block. So that's 3. Because my shield gives me +1 defense. He's attacking for 3. I don't take any of it, and then he is going to. He's going to take a retaliate off of that. And while he's engaged with me, I can't thwart, so I have to get rid of him pretty quickly. I think Grant Ward is going to help with that. So I would like to use my heroic strike to actually hit Red Skull and stun him. That would be nice. Okay, so now I have to draw. Now I have to draw my encounter card, which is Spreading Lies. Place 2 threat on each scheme in play. This is terrible. Oh, I don't like that card. Don't like it at all. Okay. I could actually get out Mockingbird, and just playing Mockingbird I could put stunned on Red Skull, which would be good. I mean, Grant Ward, we're gonna play him anyway, so he's being played. I am gonna use him immediately to do 2 damage to Baron Zemo. He's got to go because I've got to get this under control. This is way too much threat. I am going to use the Helicarrier. And a Super Soldier Serum, and then Government Liaison. So this is another place where timing does kind of matter. If you're going to use Helicarrier to reduce the cost of something, and you're going to use Government Liaison at the same time, you have to technically spend you technically have to exhaust Helicarrier first, because otherwise Government Liaison basically makes it so that you can't use the Helicarrier just by the way that it's worded. I know! Like, Agent 13, but she unfortunately got discarded. Where did she go? Yeah, she got discarded at the very beginning of the deck after I had reshuffled. Because of one of Red Skull's cards. Just evil. I really, really need her. She would help a lot, actually. Man, because between command team and R&D facility, she'd be able to take 6 threat off of here. So, anyway, alright, so I'm using Helicarrier, Super Soldier Serum, and Government Liaison. We're gonna get out Mockingbird. She comes into play. or when she enters play, stun an enemy. We're gonna stun Red Skull, so he's not gonna be able to attack this next turn. Then I'm actually going to use her. She's going to take out Baron Zemo. She'll put the last damage on him, so he's gone. She will take her not retaliate. She will take her consequential damage. I could ready Cap. I gotta get rid of Hydra Patrol, but that's gonna bring another in. Hit Squad also needs to go. Everything really just needs to go. Alright, so we're gonna drop Rapid Response. I can do this all day. We're gonna use R&D Facility to counter off. We're gonna give Cap a +1 thwart. So he's gonna thwart for 3. I'm going to take 3 off of Hit Squad. And you know what? I'm actually going to use Command Team to ready Grant Ward. And then Grant Ward is going to take 2 off of Hit Squad. So that goes away. So at least I don't have to deal with the acceleration on that. Let's see. Oh, but as mission leader, let's see. When a side scheme is defeated, that was defeated. Draw a card. Oh, look, it's my Sky Destroyer. And unfortunately, I cannot play it right now. I don't have enough to play it. But I will next turn, which is good. Alright. So we're going to keep these in hand. Maybe I should get rid of Heroic Strike. Oh, because I really want to start actually doing damage to Red Skull. I think I'm pretty well set up. And now would be a really good time to actually pivot to just raining damage down on Red Skull. Let's look at the discard pile to see what if I've got. Yeah, that's 2 Heroic Strikes that would be in the discard pile, so I'm going to hold on to this one. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's not the right play, but I'm going to, so we'll ready and draw. Okay, so I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. Man. Dum Dum would be nice to have out. Okay, so this is going to go up by 1. And I can't take threat off of this until this is gone, which is not great. Get another one. Oh, and now Red Skull can't take damage until this is gone. So, also not great. So he's stunned, he can't attack. The Hydra Exo Soldier is going to attack. I'm at 7 hit points. I don't really want to take any more damage. I think I'm just going to have Mockingbird take the hit on this one. So that is going to put her out of commission. And now draw. And it's a Hydra Soldier who has guard. So at least I don't have to deal with Grant Ward's forced response. Alright, can I play anything from hand using my Government Liaison? Why, yes I can. I can play my Sky Destroyer. So we're gonna use... Nope, actually, you know what, before we do that, we're gonna use Fearless Determination. So I'm gonna get +1 thwart, but I also get to draw a card. Oh, we got another command team. Alright, so we gotta get rid of the Red House. I'm actually going to use Captain America to do that because I have the +1 thwart, so he's thwarting for 3. There goes the Red House. Now I can use Mission Leader, draw a card. Call for backup, that's actually kind of nice. Um, can use Grant Ward to take 2 off of Hydra Patrol. That will use him up. But I really should probably get the Sky Destroyer out. So we're gonna do this. Alright, so we're gonna use a Super Soldier Serum and Helicarrier and then Government Liaison to get out the Sky Destroyer. With that, because it is a shield card and it can actually trigger off itself, off of playing itself, we're gonna exhaust it and deal 2 to the Hydra Exo Soldier. I mean, I could get out Call for Backup. And then I could go grab Nick Fury. Nick Fury would give me 3 cards. That would probably actually be helpful. Alright, I want to get rid of this Hydra Soldier so I can actually do some damage on Red Skull. So I'm going to use Grant Ward. His last hit point is going to actually put 2 damage on Hydra Soldier, so he's gone. I'm going to use Dum Dum to pay for Call for Backup, which will come in with 3. I love the art on this. It's so funny. Oh yeah, or I could go grab Agent 13. Oh, that's a hard call, actually, now that you mention it. You just always think Nick Fury because you put him into play and you get to draw 3 cards. Let's see, so I can do... So I can drop a Heroic Strike. So let's see. So if I get Nick Fury, I can draw 3 cards. He can attack, and that gets rid of the Hydra Soldier, which also gets rid of Guard. But that's also going to give me an extra encounter card. But I can ready cap. He's, because of Fearless Determination, he's thwarting for 3. No, so that just takes care of this. So I'm still stuck with all of this threat here, which is not great. Yeah, I think in this case, Agent 13 is actually the call. Alright, so I'm going to drop a Heroic Strike to ready cap. He's going to thwart 3 off of Call for Backup. So we're going to go, this is going to go to the victory display. We'll just put it over here. And, oh, where are you? There you are. We're going to grab Agent 13. Alright, so she comes into play. We'll remove 2 from Hydra Patrol. Then she's going to thwart the other 2 off of Hydra Patrol. Now I have to go and find another Hydra minion and put it into play. let's see, encounter deck and discard pile. I think the one that I want to deal with is actually, well, I know at least one of the ones that I would rather deal with is in here. Wait. Actually, no, if I can take the other one out of here, I think there's 2 of them, so if I could take the other one out of here, that would be great, actually. Yeah, there he is, the Hydra Regular. Aside from the fact that he's only 2 hit points, since he's just coming into play, the Insight doesn't trigger. So this doesn't gain any more threat. So that's kind of unfortunate. Oh, and she's also... She takes the damage for that. There goes Hydra Patrol. Hi. My cat, Apollo, decided to say hi. Hi, buddy. Yeah, my cats have actually been surprisingly good about not jumping onto the table, or at least not the play area of the table when I'm streaming. Let's see. Alright, so we're going to use this command team to ready Agent 13. Going to use the R&D facilities, so oops, we're down to 1 counter. So she's going to get a +1 to thwart, +1 to attack until the end of the phase. Yep. So we're going to use her, take 3 off the main. That definitely helps. And then I guess I could... Actually, you know what? So we're going to Super Soldier Serum and Heroic Strike to get the command team out again. So I had another one in my hand. I'm okay with this being at 2. Right now, I really need her to get rid of at least one of these. She can get rid of both of them. This is going to give me, let's see, they're both doing the same amount of damage, same amount of scheme. I'm not flipping down though, I can't afford to flip down right now. But they're both going to do 2 damage when they attack. The difference is if I defeat this guy, I'm going to get an extra encounter card. So I think getting rid of the Hydra Regular is probably the call. So we're going to command team, ready Agent 13. She's going to attack. She's still got the +1 from R&D facility, so she's going to do 2 damage. There goes the Hydra Regular. And then that's also actually going to take out Agent 13. Wow, I used Agent 13 3 times in 1 turn. That's... I don't think I've ever actually done that before. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to take the attacks next turn. I'm actually not too worried about that just because I have Captain America's helmet, so that's not terrible. Alright, so we're going to ready and draw. Alright, we got a strength. Oh, and this is going to go away. We got a rapid response. Oh, that would have been nice to have before. An organizational support. Make the call. Okay. And another make the call. So I could be calling in actually a couple of allies, which would be nice. Oh, I wonder, I could totally make the call Grant Ward. And I wouldn't have to pay anything else. That would be funny. Alright, so this is going up by 1. We're getting another... We've got Hydra reinforcements again. Oh, this is good. I can get rid of this and actually get rid of one of these. And actually, you know what? This is fantastic. So I could take out Hydra reinforcements and get rid of the Hydra soldier and not have to deal with getting an extra encounter card. Perfect. Except I'm going to get an extra encounter card off of Hydra reinforcements right now, so... But at least I won't have to deal with it later. Alright, so Red Skull is attacking me for 1. Honestly, I think... Because, let's see, these two are both hitting for 2, so that's 4. That would put me down to 3. I actually do have to block. Alright, so I am going to block 1. If this card resolves during an undefended attack, discard a support you control. Well, I'm glad I defended then. Alright, so I don't take any damage, but Red Skull is going to take a retaliate. Now these both are going to attack me. That's going to be 4 damage, so I'll be down to 3. Not great. However, both of these are going to take retaliate because of my shield. And now we get to draw 2 extra cards. We get to draw, as if that's a good thing. Alright. Oh, he's got his Master Strategist back. And we have another Hydra Soldier. Dang. So we are going to end up getting another encounter card, unfortunately. Well, let's see. I think the first thing that I would like to do... I kind of want to clear Hydra reinforcements. So I can draw a card off Mission Leader and get rid of... I'm going to get rid of this guy so I don't have to deal with the guy who has full health. I would like to see what I'm going to draw. Make the call would be nice. Like, I really could actually make the call for Grant Ward. Because you're paying the printed cost to put that ally into play under your control. And his printed cost is 0. So that would actually be really nice. And again, I could use Command Team to ready him. So he could take 2 threat off here, he could take 2 threat off here. I could trigger Sky Destroyer, which would do 2 damage. Or no, wait, because he's being put into play, he's not being played. You have to actually play the card in order for Sky Destroyer to work. Alright, I'm still going to do it. Okay, so we're going to make the call. And for whatever reason, we're calling in Grant Ward. Alright, so Grant Ward is going to take 2 off of Hydra reinforcements. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme discards a non-elite minion. We're going to discard this guy. That's going to go away. We're going to trigger Mission Leader, draw a card. Shield Toss. Not the kind of shield card I wanted. Oh, and Grant Ward. He should have a damage on him. I mean, I could actually get R&D facility. This is actually probably the good time to do that. So we're gonna command team to ready Grant Ward. We're gonna R&D facility to give him +1 to his stats. So R&D facility will go back. I've only got 2 cards left in my deck, so it'd be nice to get R&D facility back in the rotation. Grant Ward is going to thwart for 3, so he's going to clear the main. I mean, I could shield toss. I just don't like the idea of... I mean, I guess I could go grab. I could actually grab. Because I've got another make the call in hand. I've got strength and then organizational support, which is actually... That'll actually give me, again, with the Triskelion, so that'll be 2. So I could actually go get Nick Fury. And this might actually be the time to go get Nick Fury. Or maybe not. Who else do I have in here? Agent 13, she's already done her job. There's no more threat. Dum Dum. I mean, I could get Dum Dum. He's just really expensive. Ooh, but he could also... Okay, so that's actually... I could pay for Dum Dum, actually. Because between these 2 cards alone... And yeah, Nick will definitely trigger the Destroyer. Dum Dum would trigger it too. Oh, maybe I could. But then that's going to get me... I'm going to end up with... The only issue with that is, well, I'm going to end up with 3 encounter cards this next turn anyway. Oh, yeah, again, with Make the Call, you can't trigger the Destroyer. I literally just talked about that. And then I forgot. I have a goldfish memory sometimes. So I could go grab Nick. And then draw 3 cards. So I would draw 2 cards. Then I'd have to shuffle and draw the last card. I'm gonna get the extra encounter card anyway. So I'm gonna end up with 3 encounter cards this turn. Because when the Hydra Soldier attacks me, he's gonna take a Retaliate, which is gonna take him out. And that's gonna give me an encounter card. So, man. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do it. Alright, so we'll exhaust the Triskelion. So we're playing Make the Call. So we're going to go get Nick. There's Nick. And we're spending these, exhausting the Triskelion to give organizational support an additional energy resource. Alright, so those are going into my discard pile. So I still have these in hand. Then I'm going to draw 3 cards with Nick, so there's 2 there. Getting an extra encounter card. We'll shuffle up and draw our last card from Nick. Oh, I should get that rapid response down. I can actually afford to do that. Alright. Draw a card. Oh look, it's another organizational support. Okay. So unfortunately can't trigger this. Let's see, what can I do? I could play Victoria Hand. And then when she enters play, she readies a shield support. I would like to get out rapid response though, because then I could bring Nick Fury back for all of like 2 seconds when he after he blocks and takes damage. But that would actually draw me 3 cards right in the middle of the villain phase, which would be nice. Alright, so we're gonna use Nick. He's gonna take out the Hydra Soldier. That's gonna get me another one of those. I don't like it. But let's see what else. Let's see what else I can do here. I am going to use energy to get out a rapid response. I'm going to use Helicarrier, Government Liaison, and Shield Toss. So we're going to get out Victoria Hand, and after she enters play, we get to ready a shield support. I think already. Did I ready the Helicarrier? Might as well, I guess. I'll ready the Helicarrier. And then also, I'm going to use Sky Destroyer. We'll do 2 and get rid of the Hydra Exo Soldier. Okay. And I've still got this organizational support in hand. Man, I've got all these cards just everywhere. I do actually need to pop down, because I'm only at 3 hit points, so I'm gonna jump down. I mean, I guess I should have done that first, and Victoria Hand would have cost less, except for the Government Liaison as a hero action, so that wouldn't have mattered anyway, I think. We're gonna use Steve's Apartment. We'll heal for 1 and draw a card, which is a shield block, which I don't need. Okay. Oh crap, I shouldn't have jumped down, because Nick Fury, he's just gonna fizzle. He's not gonna be able to block anything. That's fine. Whatever. Alright, I am gonna drop the shield block. I think I'm gonna drop the organizational support. I don't think I really need either of those. But we will ready and draw. I am definitely going to have to heal for this turn. Alright, so let's see what we get. Another rapid response, strength, make the call. Oh, and rapid response is a hero response, so I can't even draw off Nick Fury when he leaves play. Oh well. Oh, and he would have to be defeated anyway. Never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, there's an R&D facility. Now I kind of wish I'd kept organizational support. Alright. This was a really bad time to flip down, actually. I'm just realizing this. Alright, so this is going up by 1. This is going to flip over, censor the past. Alright, so this is where we get to choose up to 3 cards in the discard pile and shuffle them into the deck. Alright, so that's going to have 3 on it. Red Skull is scheming for 2 + 2 boost cards. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to exhaust the character I control. We'll just exhaust Nick. Alright. So wow, this is up at 6. Not great. Master Strategist goes away. And now we draw another card. Another encounter card. Oh, please don't be an advance. Evil Alliance, when revealed, each Nemesis minion in play activates against you. If no minions activated this way, place 3 pursuit counters on pursued by the past. Oh, we're going to end up with Baron Zemo again. Twisted Reality in Sight 1. Not good. We are 1 away from this going. At least we won't lose. If this pops, we at least won't lose. We've still got 1 more stage to go. Attached to a side scheme. When attached side scheme is defeated, deal the first player an encounter card. Alright, so there's that. And we have the Hydra Jet Trooper who has Quick Strike, but I am not... Thankfully, I'm not in Hero, so he's not going to hit me. It just fizzles. And speaking of fizzling, there goes Nick Fury. Oh! Grant Ward, because we did actually do a treachery, so I have to... I guess I'll drop make the call. So there is that. I could play Maria Hill right now for 1, which would be good. First, we're going to use Steve's apartment. So we're back at 5, and I get to draw a card off of that. So another heroic strike. Yeah, I think now is probably the time to start really like putting the beat down on Red Skull. I think he's had enough time. If I heal, that'll put me at 8. So I think, or actually, let's see. Because I could get R&D facility out again. Maybe. I gotta get Maria Hill out. Alright, I'm gonna use Rapid Response plus his ability. We're gonna get Maria Hill out. She'll draw a card. Hi, Apollo. I apologize for the shaky cam. Apollo decided to jump up on the table. Cats, man. Hey. Hey. Could you get off? Okay. Oh, and since I played Maria Hill and this is just a response, we're going to use that. You know what? I'm going to put the damage on Red Skull. put it on him. And then it would only take 1 damage to take him out. I do a heroic strike against Red Skull. That would take him into the next phase. But I really need to be removing threat with all of these guys. This, I don't want it to trigger until I need to flip up. So let's see, Red Skull has 16 hit points on his other side. I can do... So if I use a heroic strike, I can take him out, and then I can pay for the next heroic strike as well. So that's another 6 hit points. Said he had 16, so that would put him down to 10. I don't have lethal, so I am going to recover. So I'll go up to 8 hit points. And then flip up, since I can't do anything else on his other side. Alright, so Grant Ward is going to take... Oh, that R&D facility would be nice. But I can't pay for it because I don't have enough mental resources. That's the problem. So Grant Ward is going to take 2 off of Censor the Past, and that is going to knock Grant Ward out, so he's gone. Well, let's see, what do I have in here that I could put back into deck? I could get Nick Fury back in. Organizational support would be nice. Do Grant Ward again. So I will use... I'm going to use Maria Hill. She's going to take 2 off the main. Victoria Hand is also going to take 2 off the main. Yeah, let's do this. All right. So we'll do both Super Soldier Serums and Helicarrier to do a heroic strike on Red Skull. So this is going to take out this Red Skull. It's also going to stun Red Skull, which is going to carry over to the second phase. And when when this one is revealed, we deal each player. Well, I have to deal each player an encounter card, which is just me. Which means I'm going to end up with a bunch of freaking encounter cards again. And his health goes up to 16. Okay. And then... just because I don't think this is going to help me at all anymore. We're gonna use strength and R&D facility to pay for another heroic strike. Or no, do I? Actually, no. I don't think I'll do that. I am gonna use up this command team to ready. I'm gonna ready Maria. And then Maria is gonna take two off the main, and that will knock her out. I could pop rapid response and bring her back because she defeated herself with consequential damage. That would draw me another card. I don't know what that card would be. I don't even know if it's actually worth it to do that. Actually, it might be, because if I bring her back and then she can get rid of Censor the Past, that's going to get me those 3 cards. Unfortunately, because of Twisted Reality, that's also going to get me another encounter card. But that gets rid of this. She draws me a card, and then Mission Leader would also draw me a card. I don't know, trusting the cards sometimes is a very bad idea. But you know what, YOLO. Okay, so we're gonna pop Rapid Response to put Maria Hill back into play. With 1 damage. So this goes away, and she enters play, so I draw a card. It's another Rapid Response. Okay. That's not very helpful. She is going to get rid of Censor the Past. So, Twisted Reality, it's going to get me another card. Censor the Past leaves. That's going to get me up to 3 cards from here getting shuffled back in. So, you know what? We're going to go with Grant Ward, Nick Fury, and Heroic Strike, because we want to do some damage here. It's time to start hitting Red Skull really hard. He's only got 16 hit points. Alright, so that's gonna knock Maria Hill out. And that's going to trigger Mission Leader, because the side scheme left play. Oh, look. I drew into Grant Ward. Okay. Hey, what are you doing? Don't do that. Cats are weird. They like to chew on weird things, like plastic bags. Okay. Alright, so we'll put that there. Alright, so we'll play Grant Ward. I guess I might as well just have him attack the Hydra Jet Trooper. I mean, I guess I could get down R&D facility now. You know what? Actually, yeah, let's do that. So we're ready. So Grant Ward, we'll say I haven't used him yet. All right. We're gonna use Government Liaison, Rapid Response, and Shield Block, which might not be a good idea, and the Government Liaison to play. Let's go back. There, the R&D facility, which gives me counters. Alright, so we'll use the R&D facility to give Grant Ward +1 to his stats. Now he's going to attack, and he's just going to knock the Jet Trooper out. I think that'll work. And then I've still got this Strength and Heroic Strike in hand that I'm going to hold on to so that I can do a big attack next turn. Alright. So ready and draw up. I need to remember to get my tokens out next time because this takes forever. Okay. So I have these 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so this is going to go up by 1. Red Skull is attack. Oh, wait, no, I gotta draw this first. Oh, it's this one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. It was mental, physical, mental, physical, mental. That's funny. That's funny it came out that way. Except there's one of my heroic strikes. There's Dum Dum. I wanted Dum Dum to do some big damage. Oh well. Okay, so now he's going to be attacking for at least 2. And of course I got rid of my shield block. But that's okay because Victoria Hand is going to jump in the way. So he's attacking for at least 2, 3, 4. So she is gone. At least one of these is definitely going to be a treachery. At least one. Alright. Hydra Soldier. Red Skull's Luger, which gives him piercing and ranged. Okay, that's not terrible. Oh my gosh. Red Skull shouldn't have attacked because he was stunned. So I still have Victoria Hand here. Let's see. This was his boost card. And this is the one that he drew after. So we're just going to put those back in. And I really need to pay attention to what's going on. Alright, so he was stunned so he doesn't attack. Alright, so you have the Hydra Soldier. He gets his Luger, and his last card is his right hook. Wow! Not a single treachery. So I don't have to worry about Grant Ward. That's awesome. Oh, and this command team should have gone away a while ago. Alright, unfortunately this also gives Red Skull Retaliate 1. So every time I attack him, he's gonna hit me back. But, let's see. I do have Heroic Strike in hand, so that's going to be 6 damage, so that'll take him down to 10. I can play Mockingbird, which will trigger Sky Destroyer. So that would take him down to 8. Mockingbird can attack for... I can actually get Mockingbird... Oh, this would be great. So if I use R&D facility on Grant Ward, he'll attack for 3. So that would take him down to 5, and then Grant Ward goes away. Mockingbird would attack. So let's see. Okay, so Heroic Strike for 6. That takes him down to 10. Grant Ward. Oh, but I gotta get rid of this Hydra Soldier first. That's right. So that's a problem. So I can play Mockingbird. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. We're gonna Fearless Determination first. It'll give me +1 there, but it'll also let me draw a card. Oh hey, Agent 13. Not really the ally I wanted to see at this point in the game. Actually, not the card I want to see at this point in the game. I want another Heroic Strike in hand. But let's see what we can do with this. So I could have Victoria Hand take out Mass Chaos, which would draw me another card. Let's see what exactly is in my discard pile. Okay, so there's one Heroic Strike there. So I do have one more Heroic Strike in the deck, because there's 3 total in Captain America's deck. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 cards. So that's a 20% chance to draw. Not great. But you know what? Let's see what happens. Alright, so we'll get rid of Mass Chaos. That goes away. And that knocks Victoria Hand out. Okay, but that will trigger Mission Leader, draw a card. That's a command team, which is not useful right now. I mean, I guess it could be. I still got to get rid of that Hydra Soldier. That's the problem. So I could play Mockingbird. And that would trigger the Sky Destroyer. So I put 2 on Hydra Soldier. I could play the command team. Use Grant Ward to attack for 2 on the Hydra Soldier. Then use the command team to ready Grant Ward. Use R&D facility to give him a +1. Or no, that actually wouldn't be. I mean, Mockingbird or Agent 13 actually. Maybe Agent 13, that way I could just take the 2 off the main when she comes in. Because they're still, both of them are still only attacking for 1. Which is kind of what I want to use them for because we want to go after Red Skull. So I think what I want to do. So I can attack twice because I can use I can do this all day ability. If I boost myself with R&D facility, that's going to be 6 damage right there, plus the 6 from Heroic Strike. But that's going to be 3 retaliate on me, so that'll put me down at 5 health. Grant Ward can attack for 2. So that's 14 damage. And then Agent 13 will attack for 1. That's 15 damage. So I'm 1 damage short. Oh, I wonder. So let's see how many resources this is going to take. Oh, it's not going to work. What I was thinking is I could do all the damage to Red Skull and then flip over and then play an ally, so I could use his ability to reduce the cost of either Agent 13 or Mockingbird. But the problem is I can't do any damage to him until this guy is gone. And in order to do the damage to him that I want to do, I need to play an ally right now. Which means that his ability on his other side actually wouldn't work. So, let's see. I think, going to... Yeah, I'm just going to use Grant Ward to do 2 damage to the Hydra Soldier. We'll at least get that out of the way. I think I'll use Genius to get Command Team out. So that has counters on it. I'll use that to ready Grant Ward, and then Grant Ward is going to attack and finish off the Hydra Soldier. So he's gone. Okay. Now... I can do... So if I do both of my Super Soldier Serums and Helicarrier, I can play Heroic Strike. So that's going to be 6 damage on Red Skull. So he's down to 10. Alright, so, and then he's also stunned. Then I could flip. We'll do R&D facility. So that's going to give me +1. So we're going to attack for 3. That puts him down to 7. That also puts me down to 7. Then I'm going to use Mockingbird. So I can do this all day to stand back up again. And I will attack again. Which is going to knock me down to 6. And him down to 4. Oops. Then I'll flip down, and since I didn't play any allies in the last turn, I'm going to use Strength and his ability to play Agent 13. So after she enters play, remove 2 threat from there. Not that that's going to be that big of a deal right now. Well, it might be. And then we'll trigger the Sky Destroyer because she is a shield card. And that's going to do 2 damage on Red Skull. So he is down to 2. I might as well. I might as well just hit him. So she's gonna take 1 consequential and 1 retaliate. Do 1 attack, or yeah, 1 damage on Red Skull. So that's 1. I guess I can use Steve's apartment. So I'll go back up to 7, draw a card. Oh look, it's Nick Fury. Alright. Yeah, so I just have to hope he doesn't scheme out the main scheme somehow. Ready everything up. And draw. So I have Nick in hand. There's my last heroic strike. I make the call, a shield toss. I'm getting another encounter card. So I went through my deck again. Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6. Oh look, Grant Ward's back and a command team. Man, Grant Ward really keeps coming back. Alright, so this is going up by 1. Red Skull schemes for 4. Oh, that's not great. For 4, and I have to exhaust a character I control. So we'll do that with Agent 13. So this is up at 5 now. And we have 2 encounter cards. Oh, crap. I forgot this gets flipped. Prison camps. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally, puts it in play, and shuffles their deck. So this has got 3 on it. Okay, so now we do this. Hail Hydra. When revealed, each Hydra minion engaged with a hero attacks that hero. Each player who was not attacked this way searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play engaged with them. Shuffle the encounter deck if it was searched. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go find the little, what's his name? The Hydra regular. Easy enough to kill. And another Hail Hydra. So notably, I am not in hero form, so he cannot attack me, because it's each Hydra minion engaged with a hero. So that means I gotta go find another Hydra minion. And you know what? We're just gonna go find the second Hydra regular. Okay. So, yeah, I think... Well, I don't think... I know, he's only got 1 hit point. We're fine. Steve's apartment is gonna heal me 1. And I'm gonna draw a card off of it. Oh, look, it's Maria Hill. So... with that... I mean, I could just totally flip up, shield toss. Oh, that would be funny. Alright, so let's just spend these here. Actually, let's not spend one of the super soldier serums. We'll use make the call because it's useless right now anyway. This is just for fun. All right, so we're gonna get Nick Fury. After he enters play, choose one. We're gonna choose to draw 3 cards. Oh look, there's Dum Dum, there's Victoria, and there's a shield toss. Okay, and we only paid 3 for him because of Steve Rogers' ability. Alright, now we're gonna flip up. I could use... I could totally just do a shield toss. And that would take out both Hydra regulars and Red Skull. But I wonder how much damage I could do if I like really wanted to. But let's see, what time is it? Oh yeah, I actually need to end this. So, alright, alright, so these two are not going to get played. And the third shield toss is not going to get played. Alright, so we're going to use a shield toss. So we're going to discard 3 cards from hand, and then return Cap Shield from play to my hand to deal 4 damage to X amount of enemies. Alright, so we're discarding these 3 cards, Dum Dum, Victoria, and the other shield toss. We're going to bring the shield back up to hand. 4 damage here, 4 damage here, 4 damage on Red Skull. It's perfect. He's just like, just flinging it and waiting for it to come back. I mean, with prison camps, actually, you know what, I could use R&D facility to pump Nick. It could take out prison camps. I could actually go and grab Dum Dum and then exhaust the Triskelion, the government liaison. I could actually get Maria Hill out, draw another card, and exhaust Maria, I think, because Dum Dum, it's 3 shield cards you control. Maria's a shield card, so I could do 3, 4, 5, 6. He could attack for 6. So yeah, that was my blue shield, kind of updated blue shield deck. It could obviously be a little bit tighter, but it's a lot of fun. I actually really like this deck. I think it shows that leadership actually is viable in shield. You don't only have to play shield in Justice, so there is that. And then Red Skull is always a good matchup. At some point, I have never managed to beat him with this modular set, but I really want to beat him with, I forget the name of the modular set. It did come in the core set though, and it was, it's the one with Madame Hydra in it. Because so it comes with 2 side schemes, both of which make it so that I think you can't deal damage to Madame Hydra until they're both out, but every time she schemes, she puts threat on those particular schemes, and when they come into play, they get +2 threat for every Hydra character that's in play. So you're gonna end up with like 7 threat on it starting out if you're playing with a Hydra, which, you know, Red Skull is Hydra, but if you're playing with a Hydra villain, because Madame Hydra is obviously Hydra traded, and when you put that side scheme into play, it immediately goes and grabs Madame Hydra from wherever she is, whether she's in the discard or the encounter deck, and then it says to add however much threat, equal to basically it's 2 for every Hydra character in play. So it starts out as a base of 3, and then you add 2 for Madam Hydra, and then you would add 2 for Red Skull. So it comes in with 7 threat on it. And it's a nightmare. It's so awful trying to deal with, like, when she finally does come out, because you can't get rid of her until you get rid of the side scheme. And then you end up drawing the other one, and so it's a mess. It's a mess. Legions of Hydra, that's the one. Oh my gosh. Red Skull with Legions of Hydra. I have never managed to beat that combo. I have not managed. It's been a while since I've tried, because I was like beating my head against a wall. I just couldn't do it. I would like get everything under control, and then I would draw another Legions of Hydra side scheme, and it was everything would just unravel very quickly. It was terrible. Man, like, as far as, let's see, ending the stream, anything that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, so I had meant to put out a video going over like the Daredevil reveal. I know this is like old news by now. I just didn't have time. I've had a lot going on. And then, you know, we had the Jessica Jones reveal, and I was like, I should do a video for that too. And again, just a lot going on. And there's a fairly good chance, I think, that tomorrow we're going to see Luke Cage. So I figured I'm just going to like combine them all into one video, just giving my thoughts about all 3 of them together. Just as kind of just a little bit of a, I guess a tease of what I would be talking about. Like, I think going over the cards in their kit. As of now, we know everything in Daredevil's kit. We know everything in Jessica Jones' kit, and we know everything in Echo's kit. So I could actually go back and look at the cards that we didn't know when I initially put out my video on Echo. They all look super fun. They all play very differently. I'm really looking forward to them. Echo is a character that, honestly, I don't know the character, and I don't particularly care about the character. But, like, her hero mechanics in the game look like a lot of fun. And so I'm really looking forward to actually getting my hands on her and seeing what kind of decks that I can build to get the most out of her, at least for my particular way of playing. Because I generally tend to lean to either really thematic or really janky decks. Power, not so much. I just like seeing what different things that I can do and making those things work. Daredevil looks... I'm not sure how I feel about the thematicness of the Sense deck, but it does look like a lot of fun, and I would really like to put together a Daredevil deck that leans really hard into the fact that his cards really want there to be upgrades on either side schemes or on minions. Or, like, even the villain, though there aren't many upgrades that you can put on the villain. So I kind of want to build a deck that just leans really heavy into all of the aspect upgrades, depending on what aspect I pick, that can be put on side schemes or minions, mostly. And then just kind of see how that ends up playing out. I would definitely have to be playing against something that had a lot of side schemes and a lot of minions in it. So there is kind of that issue where you run the risk playing something like that where you're leaning super heavy into the whole upgrades on minions and side schemes thing. You really run into the risk of not being able to play any of those cards because there are just no side schemes or minions out. But I still think it would be actually really fun. And just like see how hard I crash and burn with that sort of a setup. And then Jessica Jones, I don't really have an idea of a deck like for her. I think she just looks fun, and I really like the fact that they kind of gave her an ability to do an alternate win condition with her Alias Investigations card. That I like that. So I'm kind of looking forward to playing around with that and seeing what I can do. Nothing came to mind immediately when I saw it, but anyway, yeah. So I am gonna end up going in depth over the cards and their kits and everything. It's just a matter of finding the time to do it. I would like to do it this weekend. I don't know if that's going to be possible. I have kind of a big week next week, and I have to do a lot of preparations, and unfortunately this week I was told that we're on mandatory overtime on Friday, which kind of sucks. So my preparation for next week got compressed quite a bit. So we'll see. If I can't get anything out this weekend, then next weekend definitely I'll do a video just about whatever heroes we actually have the news for. I would guess that Luke Cage is definitely going to be revealed tomorrow. I could be wrong. It could be next week. Either way, there's probably going to be something about Luke Cage in the video if I have to do it next week. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I had anything else. I am still planning on doing a video about my, how I store my cards. Because I know some people, when they're getting into the game, it took me a few iterations of storage before I figured out what I liked and what works for me. And so I always find it, at least for me personally, I always find it useful just to see how other people store things, even though, man, I've seen some storage that it would drive me up the wall. Just seeing the way that some people store things. I am pathologically unable to store things not in alphabetical order. I don't know why. That's my thing. Everything must be in alphabetical order, or at least in an order that makes some sense, even if it's not alphabetical. So, for instance, just this is, I guess, a preview of how I store things. All of my encounter sets for all my encounter cards, and then all of the villain, the scenario cards and the villains and stuff, those are all stored actually in campaign order. So they are stored, except for the individual villains, the 3 that came in the core box, and then the scenario packs, except for Mojo, because the Mojo pack was technically a small, a mini campaign. That's an aside. Anyway, so the individual villains are actually stored in alphabetical order, but everything that came in a campaign box is actually stored in campaign order in its own little section. And then for all of the encounter sets, they're stored in another box but they're also stored within a group of what campaign they were with. But those ones are actually in alphabetical order within each section. It'll make more sense when you see it, but I actually initially had them stored just all together in alphabetical order, and I got really annoyed trying to go through them, finding the sets that I needed for if I was wanting to get in a quick game. And so I found that just separating them by campaign was the best, but I normally store everything in alphabetical order, and so I see other people they store in release order, and I guess that makes sense for them, but that also means that you have to have a really good memory for when things came out. And I just don't think that I have that much bandwidth to hold on to all that. So for me, the alphabetical order thing works way better. And I store in boxes, which makes it easier to go through everything. Some people use binders. Some people have no storage system at all, and I don't know how that works. I would be unable to find anything. Anyway, yeah, so those are coming, and then I'm kind of working on doing some stuff, some other videos about things, since I've kind of decided to lean into the whole caught off guard thing. That's kind of what I'm going to be putting all of my Marvel Champion stuff under now. It's caught off guard is, I guess, kind of my what is the word I'm looking for? Not theme, but like anyway, so I don't think I've actually seen any channels or heard any podcasts that focus on upgrades and supports, which I think it would be kind of interesting, because there have been some upgrades and supports that I initially didn't. So like, got the Sky Destroyer here, Cap Shield. There have been some supports and upgrades that I at first wasn't very interested in and didn't seem all that great, and then as I've played with them and used them a little bit more, I've actually found that they're really good, or there's something that I really like about them. I just wish, like, if the support isn't that great within the game, within the context of the game itself, like, a lot of times it's just that it's because it has like a very narrow focus, and there just aren't enough cards in the game that really trip that. But the actual card itself is a really good card. It just doesn't have a whole lot of targets that it can go after. The Bifrost is actually the thing I'm thinking about when I talk about that. So yeah, you must have a really good memory, because I cannot do order of release. That would just be too much searching for me, especially when you get like the cards that they reprint, and then you're having to remember, where did I store that? I mean, I would assume that you would store it like with the first printing of it, but man, yeah, I can't do order of release. The box thing works for me. Plus, it like, for me with the boxes, it's super easy. When you're adding new cards to it, it's not like with binders. I can totally understand why order of release would make more sense, is because I've stored things in binders before, and trying to store them in alphabetical order in a binder is, oh my gosh, like every time something new comes out, you're having to move things. And that got really old really quick, which is why I moved away from binders. Yeah, like Nelson, man, I hope Nelson's doing okay. He hasn't been posting anything in the last few months. It's been kind of sad. I know, like, I don't know what's going on with Nelson. But like, he hasn't, yeah, he did say that he's got some personal stuff going on, so he hasn't posted. But man, every time I would see how he stores things, I was just, oh my gosh, I don't understand how you find anything. But yeah, man, I really hope Nelson's okay, because it has been a while since he's posted anything, and I know the community really misses him. I miss seeing his videos too. Like I think he was one of the guys I like to watch just because he was always so positive about everything, even if he it wasn't something he was particularly excited about or he didn't think looked all that great. Like, he was still trying to be positive about it. So hopefully Nelson's doing okay. But anyway, yeah, going back to the storage stuff, like, yeah, I don't understand how he found anything in the way that he stored things. I'm glad he had a system that worked for him. It would definitely not have worked for me. But anyway, yeah, so I'll do a video about how I store things, and yes, there is at least one aspect of the way that I store things that you're going to go, there is something wrong with you. This is just overboard. Yeah, I don't, because since I actually did that to my collection, I don't think anybody else has actually seen my collection. It is just for the player cards. Anyway, I'll move on from that. I don't know, next week, since I will be busy, I'm gonna try to film a playthrough of something and then have it just post on next Wednesday. I don't know what it's gonna be. It might be Domino. I recently watched Andre from Crash Space play Domino, and it just looked like a lot of fun. And Domino was one of those heroes that I didn't play a lot because she came in the box with Cable, and Cable was where all of my attention was, basically. With that, I was super interested in how Cable worked. And then one of my friends decided that Domino was going to be one of his main heroes that he would build a permanent deck for. And so I just kind of gravitated towards other heroes. But Domino, yeah, she's one I would like to spend a little bit more time with because I really like how she can alter her deck. Like, I think they did a really good job getting that luck factor into her deck, and how basically, like, she makes luck work in her favor. Yeah, just the design, I think, really kind of was able to actually make that work somehow. I don't even know how you think of that. Think of a design that will work for that, but the design actually did work really well, and so she's one I'd like to spend more time with. Yeah, I think that's about it. I do, at one point in the future, probably want to talk about a little bit about, I've started getting into the fan-made scenarios and heroes and cards and stuff like that. Not so much the player cards. I have actually, well, as you saw when I did Khazar, I actually did make a couple, well, technically 3 cards to go with him, but like the scenarios, the modular sets, I think there's a lot of space to grow there. Because as we've seen, like, you can have multiple scenarios with the same villain, and they'll play wildly different. You know, we've had that with Loki. Now there's two villain Lokis, and so and especially with the new box with Fear No Evil being the way that it is, I think it opens up, like, it really opens up the design space for fans to make stuff that you can actually mix into the box, the campaign in the box, and just make it this massive, like like this crazy replayable campaign where it's entirely possible that you could pick, 5 different scenarios, the ones from the box and anything that's fan made, and not play the same campaign, like not play any of the same scenarios from one campaign to the next. This will, of course, be after a while when people have had time to put stuff together. But I actually thought of a fun scenario, and I've been kind of working it out in my head and trying to make it into a thing. Getting the details for it is going to be a little difficult until we get the box and see how it actually works. But I think it'll be kind of a fun addition. I don't know whether, like, when I would be able to release it, because I'm going to have to do a lot of playtesting with it to make sure that it actually does work. And I would also be interested to see what villains people put together that can also be used in the box. Like, I'm fairly certain somebody's got to come up with the male version of Electro, like the original version of Electro. I'm pretty sure people are going to want to see that. Silvermane as a villain, I think, could probably work in that box. I looked it up, and apparently Silvermane has worked with the Kingpin before, even though they're rivals. So I think that could make for an interesting design space as far as building the villain side of things. But I'm sure you could come up with a whole bunch more crimes that would actually work as, scenarios that you could mix with the different villains in the box. So yeah, like in the future I'll probably talk a little bit more about that in some video or other. But anyway, yeah, I should probably get to bed because I do have to work tomorrow, unfortunately. Put my deck back together so I don't lose any cards. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys had a good time watching. Thanks for chatting. And yeah, like I said, I won't be streaming next week, but I will post a video, and then I should be back to streaming the following week. And like I said, if anything about Luke Cage comes out tomorrow, and I do get around to making a video this week about Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage, Daredevil and Jessica Jones, then Luke Cage will also be included in that. If I have to wait until the next week, I'm almost positive that we're going to get some Luke Cage information before next weekend. So if I have to wait until next weekend to do that video, it'll be about all 3. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. If you go back and watch it again for some reason and find more mistakes, please let me know. Just put them in the comments, and then also feel free to suggest any heroes that you would like to see me play, or any villains you'd like to see me play against. And this is all on standard. I just play on standard because I like to play just chill games and test out janky decks and thematic decks. So anyway, here's hoping you have a good one and that you don't get caught off guard.